Hi, welcome to tutorial Crank Right part. This is Dr. Vukice Ivanovic from Old Dominion University, and this is in the book on the page 721. So first thing we will do, we will start Inventor Professional, and this part will be in metric. So I will say I'm going to create a new part, new metric part, standard in millimeters. I'll say create. Then you make sure you save it. My suggestion is save it on your H drive from here, so you can access H drive right here. Just because I'm sharing this tutorial on YouTube, I will save it here on the desktop, and I will call it Crank Right Part. And please use your name there just to make sure you're getting credit for your work. When I open files, if they have same name, then I might open someone else's. So I like to start 2D sketch, and I like to open here origin and select XY plane. You see origin here in the model tree. I will select XY plane, and I like to see the coordinate system in the grid that I can take from tools, application options. I go to sketch, and then I change grid lines and coordinate system indicator, and that's basically going to show me here. Okay, so you see, I will see when I am in 2D versus when I'm in the 3D. So this is like now I'm in the sketch. So if I say finish sketch, you see the 3D will not have the grid and the coordinate system indicator. So I'm going back to the sketch, right click, edit sketch. It will zoom in perfectly. So my first drawing here will be just one circle, and then here I will click on the blue dot. That will give me the coordinates of 0, 0, and I click somewhere else outside. And then if you hit escape, you see I'm in the circle. If I hit escape, I'm no longer selecting circle, and this is not constrained yet. So I need to add dimension, and this would be, as you can see in the textbook, on the page 725. So I'm using the textbook from Randy Shih, Learning Autodesk Inventor 2018. So date and features in design chapter 721. So we can see that, oh, I'm sorry, this is, they said millimeters, but now, yeah, millimeters. So the overall circle will be 22, so I can type 22 without millimeters if I'm sure I have millimeters. If you're not sure that you have millimeters, you can go to tools, document settings, units, and check do you have millimeters. So I do have millimeters, so I don't have to type mm. And if I go here on the where the number 22 is, and I do left click, you can see it's 22 millimeters, and this is dimension D0. So it's a parametric modeling. So my first dimension that I have in this model, it's D0. Okay, and then I will just extrude this by 2 millimeters. So you see now, if I hold shift and middle mouse key, I can rotate this around, and I can say I would like to extrude this by 2 millimeters. And I'm going this direction, just one direction, direction 1. And I'll say okay. So that's what I have. My second sketch will be, I will create 4 holes at the same time. So I will say I would like to start 2D sketch like this, and I will make 4 circles. What I want to show you here is now how to work with constraints. So I'll put these circles a little bit outside where they shouldn't be, because I want to show you how you can make them put them in the right place. You see, I'm putting them somewhere, and I'm trying not to have things like this, you see, because these are interconnected if I use any of these things that can connect them. So I'm trying to be a little bit outside, you know, I can even be far away from everything. So I have here 4 circles, and I can turn off the visual style from shaded with edges to wireframe just so you can see my circles better. So first thing I want to show you how you can use the constraints in the sketch. So there is one group here where we can access the constraints. You see this group, and here we can say show constraints, and I can select everything. So you see there's no constraints, all of these. So I'm saying escape now, and look, I'm trying to move. So if I'm holding the center of my circles, you see I can move them anywhere pretty much. So I don't need 5. I can delete one of them. So you see their location is not defined. We need to define the x and y. In this case we have x and y, so we need somehow to either use a Cartesian coordinate system or use polar coordinate system. So one way to constrain the circle is to say, okay, I need my either, if you know, you may use the polar coordinates. So I'm saying, okay, that's my r, and for the angle I will have something for the angle. So I say this is my so I say right click aligned. So you see now it wants to give me horizontal, and if I say aligned, this might be my polar coordinate. And then if I select the other one for the angle, then location will be fully defined, and I can select a circle. So you see, by this I'm defining a location of my circle in polar coordinates. So this is my distance and this is my angle, and this would be the size of my circle. So that's basically what I want to do right now. But once I do that, I really don't need these 2 lines. I can say that this line will be construction line. So you see I'm right now in dimension. If I go outside, I can go to my construction line and I can say that I want to convert it into construction. So you see here construction, and the other one also, it's here, I want to say construction, because I don't really need them. They're like helping me out. So in this angle will be 0, but you know, I don't have to draw these 2 lines. It's just so many drawings. I can just use my x axis, and I can say that this one is horizontal, and by saying horizontal I'm actually saying that that angle is 0. So you see this is my horizontal constraint, and if I click on the starting and end point of this line, I'm saying that basically angle is 0, the one in coordinate system that I was referring to, the polar coordinate system. And this would be, if you take a look at the picture at 721, this will be 5.25, and the diameter of the circle will be 3. So basically that's how I'm defining something in a polar coordinate system. I'm defining the angle. I'm using the constraint for that, the horizontal constraint. 5.25 is the distance, and 3 is the size. So basically I can also say that all these circles have the same diameter. If I use equal and I say, hey, you should be the same size as this one, and this one should be the same size. So I'm clicking like on the circle and on the one that it's already constrained, and you see now I'm adding equality, and I'm saying escape. I don't want to do any more of these. And now all these circles are the same. So now I have to position them. So this one should be somewhere here vertically. So I'm adding the line, and I can add construction line. You see here I can pre-select, and I can say construction. And then I add this to the center. And then I will use vertical constraint to say that that's positioned vertically, like this. And then my dimension there would be 6.25. And then for the third one, I will add another line. You see, I still activated the construction line. So from the center to here, and I would use again my horizontal constraint from starting to the end point, and I will add, this one will be, I'm looking at the picture, it's 7.25. and then for the third one I'm adding a line, and then that line will be vertical, and I'm dimensioning that vertical line to be 8.25, and all my circles are fine now. So you see we have 5.25, 6.25, 7.25, 8.25. So they're a little bit not centrally located, each one of them. They didn't have the same relationship. So that's basically it. And if you want to align it the way it is in the book, all you have to do is click on the left click on the picture and drag it around where the number is. You don't have to do it, it's just it looks the same. And now I'm saying finish sketch, and I'm going back to my view, visual style, shaded with edges, and now I will drill holes. So I'm saying I would like to extrude, and I'm selecting each one of these. I'm saying this one, all of these, and I'm switching. You see, in terms of Boolean operations I have right now, I have join, which is I'm adding the material and I'm removing material. And then I can use distance too, but I want to say it through all, just in case I change this in future. So if I say okay, you see, if I use shift control, it's right now looking like this. So the next step will be to add material, to add 5 circles which have diameter of 5. So I'm saying start 2D sketch. I'm selecting this plane, and I would use this, it's called project geometry, and I'm now selecting these 4 circles because I need center. I need center and I need this shape. So I'm basically taking that shape with the tool project geometry, and now I'm making 5 circles starting in these centers. You see, like here, another there. It doesn't matter what size they are yet. Right now they're like this. I want them to be equal, so I will dimension one of them. Let's say I do this one, and I say this one is 5, and then I'll say, okay, you are equal to the first one I made, and then maybe you are equal to the first one I made, you are equal to the first one I made. So later, if I decide to change 5 to, let's say, 7, you see they will all follow. So, and I can use Control Z just to go step back, so I don't do that. And then I need to make one in the center. That's why it's very neat to have a coordinate system indicator, and I could say that that one is also equal to the previous one. So there I have 5 circles. I have only one dimension. Look, if I go escape and click on this dimension, right now that's D11, because so far I made 10 other dimensions. So this is D11. So now you see I only have one dimension, because for the location I used other things I had before. So now I'm saying finish sketch, and I would like to extrude this. So I'm saying extrude, and I'm selecting, I'm zooming in these rings inside the ring. You see, like here, 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 inside the ring, and this circle. And they want us to make 8 millimeters extrude, but not to one side. We would like to do that symmetrically. So you see it's going 4 up, 4 down from this plane that we were drawing this. So I'm switching to symmetric, and it's 8 millimeters. You see, that's my distance. So I'm saying okay. That's how it looks. Next step will be I'll start the sketch in this plane. I need to put a letter here on this circle. So I will start a sketch, and now just make sure you orient it this way. So you see the smallest circle is on my, the smallest distance where the circle is on my right. If you're not seeing it this way, you might flip it here. You see how I have these, this is called the compass. So I can flip things around like that. And then I would like to put a text, in the middle of this circle. So I'm zooming in, I'm rolling a little bit my middle mouse key. I'm selecting here, and I'm going to put letter R because this is the crank, right? And then once I put R, I will select R, and then I will put a different value of my R. They're saying that that should be size of 3.5 millimeters. 3.5, let's see how it fits. Yeah, perfectly. So you see, this is my letter R, and then you can extrude, you can emboss or extrude letter. They're saying 0.2 millimeters, just a tiny bit. They're saying extrude feature, and then once we have this, I can color my crank right part. I can click here, and if I click, you see here, there's a color wheel. Then I click on the picture of this ball. I wait a little bit, and then you see color RGB. So if it's gray, we will have all three levels of red, green, and blue the same. And I'm picking something else. I can say, let me define some other random color. So you see, if I say define color, custom colors, I can pick any color I like, and then my part will become that color. And maybe I want to color R just a little bit different, so it's more obvious. So you see, I'm selecting R, and I can use some preset color, like black, for example, here. You see? So now it's more obvious that it's black R. And so I finished what you had on the page 723. I have one more page for this model. I'm almost there. So then they're saying, so I will flip this to the back. You see where's my where shortest distance is, a little bit to the right, to the left. And I'm creating a hexagon cut feature on the back side, flat to flat distance 2.5 millimeters and 4 millimeters. So I'm saying here, okay, let's do it like this. And I'm going to make my hexagon there. But before I start, I again want to do my line. And my line will be construction line. So you see, I'm making it construction. And my X is there, so I want to say that that's horizontal line. And then when I do my hexagon, so here under rectangle, I have polygon. And for hexa, I need 6. And I'm saying here, okay, this is my center. I click on my, you see, I choose the first option, inscribed, and I pick somewhere, and I pick this line that I made to hold my hexagon. And then all I have to say is 2 dimension. I have 4 and 2.4. So, well, here, if I did this before, to hold it, all I have to say is that 2.5. Here, 2.5. Oh my God, that's too much. No, not that dimension. This one should be 2.5. No, it gave me wrong. I need to select distance from one line to another one. This should be 2.5. Yes. So you see, that's all I have. So, but I made this line, and I put this point on that line. That's how I only have 2.5. And it's positioned there correctly. So when it's purple, that means it's fully constrained. It's not floating in space. It knows where it is. So I'm saying finish, and I'm going to extrude this as a cut, and I'm saying 4 millimeters. And I need to select, so when I say profile, I need to select profile and extrude by 4. And you see that's going to go 4 down, so it's not going through. So I'm not selecting through, there's something there. So you see distance 4, there's something there. And now what they want me to do, they want me to add a little bit of material here. So you see what I selected now, what is white. I will pick that shape and extrude that by 2. So I'm starting a new 2D sketch here, and I'm using project geometry again. So you see, if I can select line by line by doing this, or I can go in between somewhere and select both of them, the circle and the hexagonal shape. So I'm doing that. So you see now it's yellow. That's all I need. And basically now when I say extrude, whatever these two I selected, now I can say I'm going up by 2. There you go. And of course save it. Sometimes we lose stuff, so it's better save it on your H drive. It's better than me in desktop, because if this crashes, I'm losing it. So I'm flipping this back, and now I have to add numbers. So you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on my I'm sorry, I flipped this side, but let me just check if this is correct, because I flipped to the wrong crankshaft. Yeah, but still they're the same. So if you take a look, this should be where this is. Okay, that's the same thing. I kind of flipped 2 pages to the other one, the different one. So now I'm at the R. All I have to do is extrude 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. So I'm saying start 2D sketch here, and now we have 4 different letters. So I will make one of them. It will be also 3.5. I can say 3.5, and this one will be, let's say number 2. This is where I selected mine. So number 2 looks good. But what I want to show you, I can just copy the one I have. So I can select it, say copy, and it will tell me select the base point, and I say base point. I put another one there, and you see, like, I'm just putting them around. And now to change this 2 to 1, all I do is select 2 and put 1, and here double click, select 2, that will be 3, and here I will select that one, that will be number 4. There you go. I can align them so they look a little bit better, and if you want to rotate them, you will click on the rotate, select number 1. It will ask you where is your center point. I will go somewhere in the middle, and you see this is how I'm rotating it, and I can type 90 degrees. Number 4 went far away there, but don't worry, we can get it back. I'm saying escape, and I'm just moving 4 down. And now the way this is, I would like to rotate it by 180 to have a good position. So I'm saying it was just selected, both of them. When you so shift, so then I'm saying select, and then all I have to do is 180, and I flip it on the other side. And say same thing I will do. So I'm saying escape, and I will say rotate number 3, select center point somewhere in between, and I type 180 degrees. That's how I flip it down. And that's basically it. You see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, and I'm saying finish, and I would like to extrude them by 0.2. So I'm clicking on 1, selecting 2, selecting 3, selecting 4, and I'm saying 0.2. And also I want to make them black so they're a little bit more obvious. So I'm selecting, I'm zooming in, select, holding shift so I can select another one, shift 4, shift 3, and then I can change colors to blue. Sorry, it went a little bit away, so I'm going back. So I'm saying here black, and there you go. And that's the end of my modeling part. So I'm saying save. Okay. And that's about what I do for modeling. And for my drawing, I would say I'm creating a new drawing. I need metric. It would be ANC. So you see this one is selected. I can change my sheet size, edit sheet to the B, And I can say, okay, give me my base view, and let's see, I don't know, this is too small. Let's see, maybe a little bit bigger. So what if I put one like here, 4 scale? Let's see, I might change scale later. And please use this one, hidden line removed. We don't want to show hidden lines, so this one. And then first thing I like to do anytime I have circles, well, let's do ANSI large filling first. ANSI definition. So middle mouse click twice. Company is Old Dominion University. Okay, this is a part number 5, 6, 7. Which one is it? So whatever number that is, put that number there. And then title for this part is hold on, let's see how they put it, crank-right part. Okay, then you put your name there. And creation date for this part, this is July 2020. Okay, and yeah, this looks, don't change sheet size, these are all parameters, just say accept, default, whatever you have. So if I have anything, I like to add first the center mark for all these circles. So the big circle, and select whatever you have bigger circles, and then when we want to dimension where the centers, we need this. So let's start by dimensioning this the way we have here. Where's my location of all these? So I will do it the same way we had it for the drawing. So like I want to show this one. I want to show, so I'm selecting centers, and when you have center marks, that's easier to do. And then I'm doing 7.25, and I'm doing 8.25, and there you go. Okay, so let's see, do I want to show what is inside? Yes, I do. So maybe I can make a section view, select this, and just go to the center of this circle and go a little bit out, and here I want to go a little bit outside too. Say continue, and let's see, where do I want to put it, because I need it to show how deep is my hexagonal shape. Okay, there I want to show, why do I need this view? I want to show how deep does this go. You remember when we did that 4 right there? Well, now it's 6 because we added 2 more. And so, and also wherever I have cylinders, I like to add center lines. We can use center line by sector. So basically I select 2 lines and I get my center line in between like this. See? And then we can put another view on the side just to have more views for dimensioning. So, and again, I will add center line here, center line there. And if they're too short, I will say escape, and I just can make it a little bit bigger like that. And now I have more places to constrain. So if I want to constrain different things all at once, I would say I might do, you see baseline or the chain. So I just want to show you when it's baseline, I want to say, okay, I want to dimension from here to here to here to here to there. Continue, and basically you see that's what I did. I did all of them at once. Right click, create, and then I can say how small are my letters. See here, okay, and I can move this here. You see, remember we made the letters in different places. We made the letters here as well. Oops. So I'm zooming in, selecting one line, selecting another line, and say okay. Oh, I don't know why this appears. Left click. Okay, escape. And now if you click on the letter, you can move it somewhere where it's not overlapping. Okay, so I also need to dimension. I think I need a bigger size. So I'm going to the sheet and changing my sheet to size C, like that. And then this is called a parent view. So look, if I'm moving a parent, I'm moving all different views. So I need to show the back because I want to dimension hexagonal shape. So I'm trying to make a little bit space. So you see, like all of these views, they have these frames, red frames, and I can easily move. So I'm saying now I would like to make a projected view from this view here, only because I want to show what's my hexagonal shape. Oh, I made two somehow. So you select and say delete on the keyboard, and then you delete it. So then I want to do these center marks everywhere like this. And you see here it's very clean for me to put dimension of my hexagonal shape. That's what I wanted to put. And maybe I can also put here dimension of my big circle so it's less crowded on the other one, you see. Like here I put locations. I can also add here the size of the letter. They're all the same height. You see, whatever that is. I mean, you can also add for others. So basically here, this is one idea how you can do it. If you want to do the 3D view, you will say, let me put the base view, and you can say, if you click here on this home, you can choose this one, or you can right click here and say custom view orientation, and then maybe you can orient it the way you like that view to be shown. So look, if I'm putting like this, so you see I might even put two of them. You know, you can put different ones. So if I say right click, hold on, no, I didn't want to put projection. Oops, Control Y. And if I double click here, I can also make this a raster view. So you see that can be like colored. And if I say base, home, and I can say right click custom view orientation, I can show what's happening on the other side. Like this, if I want to show that too. And I can left click move this here. You know, if I'm not sure, I can also make this one to show like that. And if I don't like the size, the scale, I can easily click on my parent view and change this to maybe 5 to 1 if I want to make it slightly bigger. And also I suggest you use the same scale for all the views. If you change it on one place, change it everywhere, so they're the same size. So you see, this is example how you can make this 3D drawing, and at the end just realign it so you use the space everywhere. So you know, if you want to add another projection for some reason, if you think somebody might be confused with you know, how it looks on the third, then move these a little bit down, leave it here. And then at the end also here add center lines. Wherever you have these cylinders. And escape, and then make them bigger. And then if you have one, just put something there. For example, we didn't put the overall height of everything, so I can put it here. And there you go. This is my drawing. So I will say save, and file, export, PDF, and call this one 2D drawing. And this one is good to go. You might see maybe something else you want to change. So I can close this one, and for this, do middle mouse click twice, orient it somehow so it's three-dimensional, and say file, export, PDF, and say 3D view. 3D view. And that's about it. So then my 3D view, I can open it here on the move with Adobe Distiller, Acrobat Viewer, whatever this is. And then I can say here edit. Oops. I can say edit text and images. And I would like to add information that this is my part. If I save this for my portfolio later, and I can say, yes, I would like to add text. This is a crank right part. This is MET class that I'm taking in the summer of 2020, and my name is this. So I can select this, I can make it yellow so it's a little bit more visible, and make the text larger. Make it even bold. And then I can save. So, and at the end, you know, when you have all of these drawings, so basically for each one of the parts we will have 4 files. We will have a first part we did, the drawing, these are 2 Inventor files, and we will have 2 PDF files. And at the end, when you have all the PDFs, you can even combine them and put them in one PDF. You don't have to do it for this, but if you want to save this as a portfolio later, you see I have a binder that it's my 2 files. And I can save as, and this will be my crank right part PDFs. You know, you can save them together if you want to. And at the end, so now the last part would be of submission. So save this to your H drive, and also go to Google Chrome and find Google Drive here and upload your part, all of these four files to the Google Drive. Go to your drive, find the folder I gave you, upload all 4 files, and also find here Audio Blackboard and upload these files to the Blackboard. But make sure you do this from the remote desktop. So you see here I'm doing it from the remote desktop, not from my own computer, and that's how you can submit them. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and do another part the same way, crank left part you can practice